Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the upcoming buffs and changes to Terrax and Mole Man that I believe should be going live on Monday, but worst case scenario will be live by Wednesday. Now, unfortunately today, we don't have the information on the updates to Kingpin and Yellow Jacket yet, but they are going to be coming out very, very soon, man. Again, we're like a couple of days away from all 4 champions being buffed, but initially, the changes to Terrax and Mole Man are looking really promising for both of the characters, because currently both of them like have a really good set of utility. It's just their damage is like close to unplayable unless you have them at like that fully maxed out power level, and they're like slightly okay there, but still like very underwhelming in comparison to a lot of top tier champions. But these changes are a little bit mental for both of them. So Terrax, the potency of his armor breaks is being increased from 4% to 20%. The duration is almost doubled as well, going from 8 seconds to 15 seconds, and the chance per tick on rock field goes up from 20% to 35%. So you're going to see more frequent armor breaks. The armor breaks are going to be almost double duration, and they're going to be 5 times stronger as well. And again, you can stack up to 10 of these armor breaks, so it's like a 200% armor break reduction there. And we see with certain characters like Hela how well this scales up in the right scenario. So yeah, this should be really good for his base damage. Also, throwing heavy attack during rock field, the bonus damage has been increased from 120% fury to 170%, so a fairly nice increase there as well. Also on the special 3, the armor break on that has gone from 30% to 40%, so a nice little upgrade there. And again, you can refresh all of the armor breaks by ending a combo with a light attack there. And also the heavy power drain is 50% of a bar of power, so you can cancel out of your rock field via using a heavy attack. You get bonus damage, guaranteed crit, but now the power drain cost is actually halved on that, which is really good. So again, a lot of solid upgrades. I think kind of the big thing is the armor breaks just being increased by like 5 times potency, having double duration. You're going to see a lot more of them as well, because on the base of Terrax, man, he's already like quite a good character utility wise. He's got double immunity to both bleed and shock. He's also immune to power manipulation effects against metal champions, and he does have invulnerability buffs, which can give him like additional power gain if you tank certain attacks as well. So yeah, these can be like really useful in the right scenario. Not to mention that this man is already like an armor break machine. There are so many armor breaks, and they apply very quickly, but they're going to apply like even more quicker and going to be like stronger and longer after this. So for the villains variant, like especially the armor break nodes where you just completely shut down all of the opponent's power gain as well, I reckon this guy is going to be an absolute beast, providing the damage numbers are there. And again, it is looking a lot more promising now, but again, you can never really tell until these champion buffs are live. And again, we're looking at the old abilities of Terrax currently, even on the content creator beta. We currently don't have the buffed up versions of champions, but you can see here, again, the armor break is really low at the moment. Like on my 5-star rank 1, it's only like 80 armor rating reduction for 8 seconds, and again, this goes up to 35%. Even on like a 5-star rank 1, this should go up to about 400 reduction, and again, this scales up the more you rank him up. So like 5-star rank 5 and 6-star rank 2, again, I think this is going to be a really strong armor break once you get about 5 to 6 stacks, but at 10 stacks as well, it should be really good. And also having that 15-second duration just makes it a lot more manageable for when you're baiting out kind of longer special attacks like Iron Man Infinity War, for example. But the fact that he's just got like these rapid armor breaks for certain characters like Emma Frost, Killmonger, Iron Man, Red Skull, and any sort of like big regeneration node where you want to block out the healing with the Petrify Mastery, I think is going to be really decent as well. He's got like a nice little power gain off his special 2, and yeah, you get a stun and also a slightly bigger armor break off the special 3 as well, which I believe stacks on top of the existing armor breaks, so it's like even more damage output in slightly longer matches. But I remember, at least in my experience playing Terrax so far, and again, he's a massive noodle at the moment, but I think the special 2 was the way to go the majority of the time. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited for the Terrax update, man. Again, I think the utility is kind of already there with Terrax. It's just like his damage output is just so incredibly like close to unplayable at the moment. So yeah, I think these changes are going to be quite significant for him. But next up, we've got Mole Man, and Mole Man has some crazy changes, man. So using a heavy attack currently gives you 1 stack of monster mass, but this is being increased to 4 stacks of monster mass, which is crazy. That is so incredibly good. This is basically going to allow him, I believe, to sustain 100% uptime as long as you can use 1 heavy attack every 8 seconds. And that's pretty manageable in the majority of matchups and scenarios. And again, you can use kind of like multiple heavies back to back. I think especially if you get the opponent in the corner, but hopefully with this update as well, they do also increase the range of Mole Man's heavy attack. Also, the bleed on his critical hits, which you get like all the time during Frenzy, is being increased to 0.5% of his attack, so it's having a buff in terms of its damage output, but also a reduction in terms of the duration, so it's going to be a stronger bleed over a shorter duration, which is really, really good if you own the Deep Wounds Mastery, because the Deep Wounds Mastery is going to further escalate this bleed damage even more. Also, his Frenzy duration has been increased from 1.2 seconds per stack to 2 seconds, so it means it diminishes at almost half the speed it did previously. So as long as you can get into Frenzy and use 1 heavy attack every 8 seconds on average, then yeah, you can maintain 100% crit uptime there, which is very, very cool. And also the total amount of monster mass that you can have has been increased from 15 to 20 maximum stacks, so you can go even higher and have even more safety room there. Also his true accuracy, which allows him to bypass evade and also auto block, now also lasts until 10 monster mass as well, so that's just good in certain matchups like MODOK and Spider-Gwen and Spider-Man, for just making sure that you accidentally don't push too high. I know like Karate Mike actually plays Mole Man really well, currently a 6-star rank 3 in high tier Alliance War, and takes massive advantage of that true accuracy. And also special 2 damage, currently there's like a bonus fury or attack bonus that's based off diminished health, so this is going to be no longer, it's just like a flat amount of attack every single time, so like a fair amount of damage boosted to that special 2 as well. So yeah, this guy's going to be a crit machine. You've got stronger bleeds, more concentrated bleeds, the special 2 is going to have a nice damage bonus, and also having that maximum total of monster mass at 20 means that once you hit that as well, you've got 40 seconds of guaranteed crits, but every time you use a heavy attack, you gain 4 more charges, so 8 more seconds on that guaranteed crit mode. So yeah, it's going to be so much easier to ramp him up as well, because you only need, I think it's like 5 monster mass to enter Frenzy mode, and then you could probably like top up and sustain your charges from there on out. So yeah, 2 heavy attacks, and then like blocking a hit should give you that unstoppable, and then you can just go ham on the opponent. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for the Mole Man changes, man. He looks very promising on paper, and again, Mole Man, he's got some like nice base utility. I would have liked to see some like slight upgrades to his utility. I wish he had that true accuracy all of the time, especially during Frenzy as well, but he has shock immunity. He also again has true accuracy, which allows him to ignore evade and auto block below 10 monster mass moving forward. He also has a shock on the special 1, which when attacking into the opponent deals a burst of additional damage. Also blocking basic attacks grants unstoppable, so this is really good for getting around various nodes, but it's also very good for fighting stun immune nodes as well, because once you get into the habit of playing Mole Man, you just block, you trigger that unstoppable, and you can counter, and he can also resist block break at the cost of his monster mass as well, so in certain scenarios that's really good. And if you have points in the Stand Your Ground Mastery, this can also resist unblockable block breaking attacks. So yeah, that's pretty damn interesting, man. Again, he's got some like cool stuff in the right scenario. And also one thing I kind of skimmed over here, again, Mole Man is really good at shrugging off debuffs as long as he's not in Frenzy, and for certain scenarios where kind of the front of the fight is loaded with debuffs, this can be really, really useful. So he shrugs off debuffs and also converts them to monster mass there, but again, when you're in Frenzy, he can't do that, so it's not like 100% like reliable, but again, can be really nice for the right fighting scenario there. So yeah, overall, he's definitely got some cool stuff he can do, but I'm very curious to see how this is going to make his damage output feel. He's still not going to be like that great outside of Frenzy, but again, this should allow you to gain Frenzy so much quicker, and also also have like infinite uptime on it as well. So I think the Mole Man changes do look very promising. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that just about covers it when it comes to Mole Man and Terrax. So let me know your thoughts on both of these changes and updates in the comments section below. Which one do you think is going to be better overall? I'm very curious to see. I think Terrax is going to destroy like variant 6 the villains variant, but Mole Man with that 100% crit state, man, might be a little bit of a beast. Also being in a villain and an XL champion as well may have some really good uses in stuff like variant 2. So yeah, I'm curious to see both of these buffs, but let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Aside from that, thank you all very much for watching, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.